All right, so you can bring it down a little bit. I want to bring up Jennifer, who works with me. She's going to talk a little bit about the importance of autism awareness and why we're all here today. Come on, Jennifer. Give her a round of applause.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer. I'm an accessibility specialist at Queens Public Library. So I just wanted to say that Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month is really important because it celebrates and honors the experiences and identities of autistic individuals. During this month, we emphasize the understanding, inclusion, and support of autistic people. We try to move beyond just awareness, but also acceptance. So in this program, we hope to help people understand and accept the lived experiences of autistic individuals. And Kareem Hayes is going to talk about his book, King's Magical Life. So here at the Queens Public Library, we're committed to our diverse communities and staff who are at the heart of all that we do. We strive to ensure that our work, practices, and services are embedded in an anti-racist, diverse, equitable, and inclusive framework. We hope to build inclusive and accessible programs that serve everyone. So on that note, if you do require any accessibility accommodations in any of our programs, I just want to let you know that we have an email address that you can send us a message. It's at accessibility@queenslibrary.org, and we'll work with you to make sure that all of our programs are accessible to you and you'll be able to attend all of our programs. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. So everybody, put your hands together for our guest sculptor today.
Hey, so hello everybody. Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Kareem Hayes. I'm a Hey! My name's Kareem Hayes. I'm a self-published author. So most people that know me, they know me from my book series, Necessary Evil. Out of that book series, I sold over 150,000 copies, completely independent. That's the true fact. Yeah. So what led me to write this children's book was actually, so a lot of people told me, you should write a children's book, right? But I didn't want to write it because I didn't want to write it out of a hustle. I didn't want to write it just to try to make some money. Like, I'm gonna make a children's book, put some money in my pocket. I didn't want to do that, right? So fast forward, I have my son, King. Hi, King. Hi. So I have my son, King, and we find out that King has autism, right? He was diagnosed with autism on the spectrum. So I didn't know what to do. Right? And so, me and my wife was blaming each other. It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Your mama got issues, And after going through that, some back and forth, we looked at the problem, but more importantly, we had to look at the solution, right? So how do you solve the problem? What do we do? How do we change this, right? So he had different people that used to come to the house, right? The ABA person, all these acronyms that I don't remember. When my wife gets here, she'll be able to tell you all the acronyms, but all these different people that helped him, right? As these people were helping him, what happened? Pandemic. Mask on your face. Stay in the house. So all these experts that used to come to my house to help me with my son, they couldn't come to the house no more. So what I had to do was, reluctantly, right, I had to step up. And then I had to examine some of the strategies that they used and take their strategies and add it to my own. So I do have a lot of experience as a teaching artist. I used to be I have over 20 years of teaching artist experience. So I took, King, sit down. Wait, King, sit down, please. Y'all gonna get used to me saying that a couple of times while I'm up here. But on top of being a teaching artist and the skill set that I got from his therapist, I combined the two and put them together, right? And so I came up with my own method of teaching my son. So now he's half homeschooled, half with the school system, right? And a lot of times the things that I'm teaching him at home are way more advanced than what he's learning as a second grader, right? So he can read 8th grade word, he can spell all these different planets, he can tell you about all these different planets. He's researching different countries and continents. He knows words in different languages. He knows words and languages that I don't even know or understand, right? So me being an author and me looking at my son and saying, as most of us, right, coming from marginalized communities, black, brown, Hispanic, Jewish, LGBTQ, all us that come from these marginalized communities, right? A lot of times we don't have anything to leave behind for our kids, right? A lot of people, they say that 90% of black children won't be born with wealth. They won't be born into wealth, right? They say that black families don't leave anything behind, right? So I do invest. I actually have a book about financial literacy, so I do have different investments. But what better investment than my actual talent, right? My God-given talent, my ability to write. Now I say, I want to do a children's book, right? Because it makes sense now. Because now it comes from the heart. It's a cause that I don't have to rehearse, right? I didn't sit in the mirror and think about what I'm going to say to you guys. This comes from the heart, so I don't have to rehearse it. And come on, you want to come stand with me? You want to come stand next to me? Come stand next to me. You got to put down your phones for a second. Put down your phone. Okay, now you're going to say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody. We are listening to our Bible. Wow! Cool!
What's this, King? Hold on, what's this?
Kids magical life.
Boom, see that? Better presentation skills than me. King, come sit down next to Roseanne, please. Sit down next to Roseanne. I need this mic at home, that's my help.
King, sit down next to Roseanne. King, over here. This way, this way, this way, this way.
Yo, Ralph, you willing to get this at home? We need these at home, right?
Sit down now. What are you doing? Put it down.
Look how you're looking at me. We need these. But yeah, so that's what inspired me to actually write the book. And after we watch, is the documentary ready? Yeah, we're gonna watch a short 10-minute documentary just to give us some more like real statistics about autism. Then I'm gonna do a quick icebreaker with you guys. I got a quick exercise that we could all do together. Come on, man, you stealing my shine, man. Fly guy over here. Formative? Excellent, excellent. So now we're gonna do a quick exercise, right? I'm gonna show everybody what it's like to have autism. Some of us probably have it, I think I do. But we're gonna pair off into groups of 3. So, okay, you got 3?
Yeah, okay.
You got 3 in a group?
Do you need to be assigned groups?
Do
Like
we
class,
need to
or
be
can
assigned
you-
groups, or
can you
y'all
make
got your own groups? Y'all want me to assign groups, or? Okay,
Kareem,
so
you know I have autism, right?
Yes,
Huh?
yes, he knows, he knows.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yes.
I'm
It's
officially
an
20. I'm
exercise.
officially 24
You officially 24?
because I'm be like a cameraman.
Oh, dope. I appreciate it. I'm gonna need this. And I'm gonna pay you for your footage. I'm
Yeah,
serious, I'll pay you for your footage.
yeah, like a photographer,
So stand up,
videographer.
because they can't see this. So, okay, I'm gonna give you a piece of paper. On the piece of paper, it's gonna have an item. That item, you're gonna have to describe it to your partners, right? Now, you see these words right here? You can't use any of those words
Okay.
when describing it to your partner.
This is the word.
No, that's the item.
Oh.
And these words, you can't use in the description,
Oh, okay.
but you're gonna describe it to them.
Do you want
Yeah.
to model it for them?
You want to, yes? You want to model it?
Yeah.
Okay, but if we model it, then, all right. Okay, all right, we're gonna model it.
I feel like get it wrong, but that's still like
Okay.
a process.
Okay, so,
Do you can describe and I'll guess, because you know all the words already.
okay, so I'm gonna describe something for her. But I don't have all the words to describe it, okay? And the word I'm gonna describe is, okay, you play with it.
A toy?
You shoot it.
A basketball?
One of those.
Ball?
Yes.
Oh, okay, just ball.
Yes. So you're gonna do this same exercise with your partner, and the point is, it simulates how when a neurodivergent person is trying to describe something to you or disperse some information, sometimes it can be really difficult. Oh, yeah, I got it. Right? What did you guys notice? Struggle. Huh? What you said? Describing it. Right? What about you?
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to. You're thinking, and it's hard to come. To come out.
What about you, Roseanne?
What? Got it.
How was it though?
This is very easy.
Fairly easy.
I love this.
Mind you, the person that said it's fairly easy is my son's age.
Oh.
So she's accustomed to that. You know what I mean? But it's the whole aspect of when we're thinking, but when you're trying to communicate, everything doesn't come out the way it sounds in your head, right? And that's what they deal with a lot. So they require a lot of patience, and they require a lot of understanding, right? And we all have to remember that we've been in those spaces where you've had something in your head that you're trying to communicate, but it just doesn't come out right? And what we also see is that this particular situation seems to affect our community in a great deal, right? Like a lot of brown and black people are suffering from this condition. So that's what inspired the book, right? Because me as somebody that knows I'm dealing with this situation, and I've seen the frustration that me and my wife went through, I seen how it was a little tug of war, and I also wanted to show other people that, hey, if you're dealing with this, if you have a son or a child that has autism or is neurodivergent, you can find a way to work with them, right? And it's not just one person's job, it's your entire family's job. So it takes, I say, take a village to raise a child. All of us have to see what our unique talents are, right? Like my wife is on her way, she'll say something when she gets here. She is the reason why his locks look so nice. You know what I mean? She's the reason why he has that sweater on, because, babe, he about to present at the library. You got to go buy him a new sweater. But, babe, he got school clothes. I don't care. He going to be in front of some people. He need a new pair. And so she made sure I bought him a new sweater and some jeans. But all those things are important, right? Because I only deal with the academics and the disciplinary portion, right? So everybody has to contribute, right? Another thing that I found with my experience is they pick up on frequencies, right? And this isn't anything I'm certified for. This isn't anything that you'll learn in school. This is what I've learned with people. They pick up on frequencies. They pick up on energy, right? You cannot give love if you are not basking in self-love. You cannot give peace if you are not basking in some level of self-peace. So whenever you're dealing with someone who is neurodivergent, who might have a disability, remember that the energy kind of like starts with you. You know, like does anybody work with kids? Anybody work with students? Kids? Anybody work with kids? Now everybody that works with kids, you know that there's that one person in the school that's like, oh, them mother effing kid, and they can't get along with the kids. But that's because the kids can pick up on
Who can't get along?
That's right. That's right. You looking at this kid like, I can't stand you, but when the principal is around or staff is around, you're not shooting them faces. And the kids come back to us, they say, yo, so-and-so just don't like me. I can tell by the way she be acting, and then she be in my face when she talk, and I can smell her breath, and that's why I acted that way. And they be thinking it's something wrong, but we know our kids.
Right.
So we know why they feel that way. Now imagine a neurodivergent child who can't say or articulate those things. Right? So why did he spit on that person? Right? Like my son has never spit on nobody his whole 7 years of his life. This one particular lady came over for the weekend, he had some food in his mouth, he just, and I had to say to myself, was it her or was it him? You know? But that's very important. What's up? Who was it, King? Was it her or was it you? All right, cool. But yeah, we want to always just pay attention to the energy that we're putting out when we're around different types of people, especially neurodivergent people, especially people who are disabled. Believe in frequency. I believe in energy, and I think you walk with your angels. So, however you project yourself is how you'll be received in the world. That was off topic, but it was on topic, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The next video. So we're gonna watch this next video, and then I'm gonna sit down, I guess, and get some questions from you guys. Yeah. How y'all feeling so far?
Good.
That's good. That's good. I know, and if you're my security, right? Anybody into you got me?
Yep.
What's your name?
Daheem.
Daheem, brother Daheem.
What's going
All
on?
right, pleasure meeting you, man. Yay. So now we've come to this point. We have a special guest, somebody that I want to interview, and I want to ask a couple of questions. Excuse me, Miss Hayes. Please come up, please. Clap for her, clap for her. That's King's wonderful mom. Brilliant mom.
Hello.
So what I want to ask her, and then you can ask her any questions you want to ask her, is how the hell did you put up with me? No, I'm just joking. What I want to ask her is, so when you found out that King was autistic, right? What's some of the obstacles that you dealt with when it came to like getting him services and stuff like that? Because I didn't handle any of that. That was all you.
Okay, so I wouldn't say it was obstacles because I didn't know what we were facing. This is our first time having an autistic kid. But I knew something was different because I have 2 kids prior to him. So when I saw that he wasn't doing the things that he was supposed to do at 2, I said something is wrong. His dad was like, oh no, nothing is wrong. But I said, yes, something is wrong. He's not doing things like, if we say go for his shoes, he don't know to go for his shoes or to bring it to you. And he did a lot of stemming. At the time I didn't know it was stemming. He was just in the chair, just jumping. You call him, no response, no eye contact, or anything else. So what I did, I'm a cosmetologist as choice. When my customers sit in my chair, I ask questions. So, fortunate for me, some of the people who sat in my chair were teachers at District 75 school. So they guided me on what to do. I have this lady I work with part-time. She has a Down syndrome son. So she told me about OPWD, but I asked the teachers who sat in my chair, and they said, yes, that's the right route to go. So when they gave me a number to a lady to reach out to, which was a Jewish lady, and I must say she helped me along the way. But the process is long. It's not like today for tomorrow. It took me a year to get him in the service because the amount of things that they ask for, like you have to go to the neurologist and they have to say he's on the spectrum or he has autism. The doctor, his pediatrician also has to say he's autistic. By going through this route, I found out that I could get, when I got him in OPWD, they gave him like I wouldn't say a grant, but they funded him. Like he get like 50,000 or 60,000 a year to pay for his service. He gets ABA, he gets speech, and they also cover for any classes that you would like. They also pay you back for taking him for ice cream, year reimbursement, stuff like that. So far it's been working for me. So what it is, when they diagnosed him, he had his sensory problem. So he had OT therapy, he gets OT. He gets speech because he was severely speech delayed. Now he started speaking. And also, when, let me see, he gets OT, speech, ABA. I just signed him up for ABA because I noticed he don't sit still. He always jumping. It's like he would, respond to you, go sit down, but he sit for like 5 seconds. And then he's at it again. So I said, you know what? I asked them about the ABA. They said yes. So as of next week, he'll be starting his ABA. I wanted to do swimming because if you know, autistic kids love water. They see water anywhere and jump in it. They don't care how deep it is. So he has to do a swimming class. He do music. He loves music. So it's like, so it's like, you gotta watch them to see what they gravitate to. He loves beats, he loves music, he loves instruments. So we introduce him to music. The music teacher, which we got through OPWDD, came with a lot of instruments, and he gravitates to the piano. That's his favorite. So he does his piano every Saturday for an hour. And whatever. Yeah, that's basically it. So far it's a journey. It's been 8, we found out he was autistic at 2, so it's like 6 years now. He's making 8 on Sunday. So, you know, the journey is long, but it's not as hard as I thought it would have been. It's really fun, and to me he's really magical, because even though he couldn't speak, he would do things to you like come and rub your face if you're not well, and he would say, "Is mommy okay?" And he said, "No." I said, "Mommy's not okay?" He said, "No." And I would say, "Okay." And then he'll come back and in the next 2 days, 3 days, I said, "Is mommy okay?" He said, "Yes." "Mommy's okay." I said, "Okay, thank you." You know, so little things you would notice that.
Or when I'll ask him to fix daddy, and when I tell him to fix daddy, he'll grab my head and go, no.
Yeah. So, you know, and I would, what I say, you were shocked to know that these kids are so brilliant. Things that the other two didn't do, he would do. Like, I remember he was like 2-year-old, and we take him to the supermarket. We're looking for him, we can't find him. You just go in the book section. He's sitting on the floor with a book, looking at the universe, you know? Now you could ask him anything about the solar system. He knows it right out his head, things that I don't even know.
Remember the kids was using him like Google?
Yes,
Using
they
him
were.
like Google, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's how we get him to speak too. But even though he can speak now, he's still timid. I want him to step out of that. Like, you know, be able to hold a conversation, and that every time we come to you.
He wasn't here, babe. He got on the mic.
He did?
Yes. Did he? He
Yeah,
spoke to
I
her.
bet it was so cool that he was at Queen's Library.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's really good.
Can you
Alright. So yeah, that's basically it. As I say, he's a great kid. He's really a magical kid. He's like, you know, I would change him for anything in the world. I'm so blessed to have him. You know, thank you guys.
So, as you can see, right, like all that stuff that she said, I couldn't tell you that, right? And I spoke for a while myself. So that's kind of what the book is about, and that's what it's a testimonial to, that it takes more than one person to raise a child. Doesn't matter if your kid is neurotypical or neurodivergent, it's a collaborative effort, right? And all those amazing things, and she really was going easy on herself. When she said, "Oh, it was in a hard process," I've sat there, I've seen her. What's up, babe? Hey, babe, how you doing? I'm on hold. I'm on hold with them people. All right, no problem, babe. And I know I gotta walk out the door because that's how much she'll be on hold with them, fighting and fighting and fighting to make sure that our son gets the services that he needs, right? And then I'm on the phone with his school to make sure he gets the services he needs, right? Then I'm in his book bag looking at his schoolwork to make sure he's doing his homework. Then we're reading other things around the house. So it's a collaborative effort, right? But you're not alone. There's other people out there going through that experience with you. You know, you could let my family be an example. And it's not to say that it's just King that's magical, right? We're all magical, right? Every person has their magic and their particular beauty about them. All you gotta do is reach for it and talk to the higher frequency in a person, right? So if y'all have any questions, you know, I'll open up the floor for questions. Definitely open up the floor for sales. If you want to get your autographed copy, it's only $13. And we have the author here, so he'll be signing it. If you want to know the future of the project, we actually have a whole series coming. So Mom's book is next. We're doing the illustrations for it. Mom wrote her book. Big brother is writing his book, big sister is writing her book, and grandma has to write hers. So, and each book is about what each person does, right? So I'm the academics discipline man, but she's the nurturing hygiene person, and my son is the reason why King can open up anybody's phone in this room. If you show him your password, he's gonna know it. And my daughter does a totally different thing with him. She sings with him. She gave him chores, so she socializes him on a different level because they're peers, right? He's not gonna treat mom and dad how he treats his siblings. So there's all those different things, right? I'm gonna sit down now. Questions, inquiries, purchases? Purchase. You have a question? Hold on. I never did this before. Yes, the sister in the silver pants. Question, please.
My grandson has autism. However, she's having a difficult time getting the diagnosis. They both, she's trying to get him services right now at home, and it takes months to get appointments. He has to see a neurologist. She said that the person they can diagnose him is a neurologist. We've been waiting for more than 3 months to get an appointment. Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Calandra. So you were saying?
Yes, I have a 2-year-old grandson. My best nonverbal. He's the youngest of 7 children, and he is nonverbal. We've been trying to train him for years.
Yeah, it takes a while because King actually potty. They go through the phase of, we call it smearing, where they love the texture of the food. But okay, so if he is if you're not getting the survey, go back to the pediatrician. The pediatrician going to give you a referral to the neurologist, and the neurologist going to give you a referral to the actual people to get the services for him. Because if you go directly to the people, they're going to send you back to get all these letters to come back again.
Right, we did that. We directly sent the speech therapist.
No, you have to go
They
through.
have to have a diagnosis.
Yes, you have to be diagnosed from the pediatrician, and the pediatrician will send it to the neurologist, which what they do is basically take the kid, take off their clothes, leave them in their underclothes, and give them things to do, like to jump, to run. They will tell it to the kid to see how the kid will respond to stuff. They will give them little academics, little board games to play and stuff like that, ask them questions to see where their mind is at. And if they don't do it, then they write up based on what they, their reviews, like what they notice, and then they're gonna give you a referral to go to well, it goes through, the first one is it's through the government. They're gonna pick up on it first. I forget the name of the service first. That's not OPWD, that one is different. That's the first one he got. And they're gonna send the ABA specialist to the house. They're gonna send the speech therapist to the house. And they're also gonna send the OT therapist to the house, depends on what the child is.
I just want to say something. I'm a mom of a child with autism. He's 20 now. I'm homeschool him. Like, he's gonna start college. He was a no-verbal. Now he speaks galore. And about the services, one is speak route because I went through all stages. It was really severe his autism.
Yeah.
The child starts school, you can write a letter to the district that you suspect that the child may have a disability, and they will do the whole thing, the package is a little bit in that route instead of going to the pediatrician neurologist. Even though you can also have that, but when you have it through the school, they speed up a little
The
bit.
speed is up faster.
Yeah.
See, Girl Calandra, there's many different loopholes to get to where you wanna go. So, my route was through the pediatrician because I felt like, something wasn't right. So I went that route. He was not in school as yet. So,
Yeah, because after that, you need to look outsource like different ways because sometimes they give you a hard time, and that's why it takes too long.
a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Any other questions? Any other questions?
I have a question, but this is, I know that your King is only 8 years old, but what about for an adult? Because I feel like, just like you were saying, Kareem, I feel like there's a lot of us walking around that may have symptoms. It's like, how do we get diagnosed? I'm out of school, I'm way past
Back to your
40.
back to your PCP.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when, now you're older, you have to go through the PCP.
But when you get 26, you're not gonna be able to get services. You better get it before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to be
If
diagnosed
you're gonna
before
enter
21.
college in 1 year.
So they
You-
can't help anyone beyond 26?
No, they can.
No.
You can go to the office of people with developmental disabilities, and you can get services. You have to do like intake through their front door.
Yeah, that's OPWDD. That's
yeah.
the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you're not diagnosed by a certain point, it's much harder to get services after that. Like I think it's probably 26. Yeah.
I got a question.
Thank you.
I got a question.
So let me ask, so when you have a child that's autistic, like on the spectrum, right, and you are in a relationship, say for instance, maybe your partner is not picking up the slack, what would you do in that situation, and what would you tell somebody that might be dealing with that?
When you say the part, you mean like the dad, like some dads don't want to be part of the
Yeah,
child.
like some dads don't, yeah, exactly. Or there's some mothers that don't want to be.
Because they're scared. It's something new to them. They're scared. I'm not in that situation, but to me, I think fight or flight. They're scared, they just leave. But they don't have hope or they don't believe. They just see it as is now, but they don't think that the kid could come around. But the kids, to me, I've met a lot of autistic kids, and they all improve at some point. It doesn't matter how severe it is. You see some type of improvement. And a lot of us don't know this thing stems from the gut. Now I'm going to the health side. It stems from the gut. If you eat bad and you put bad stuff in the child's body, they wouldn't get out of it. You have to detox the child. You have to give the child nutritious stuff. You understand? A lot of us, they tend to stick to one thing. Like some kids, they cheese doodles all the time. Try to get them out of it. You know? Try to have a balanced diet. Sometimes they wouldn't want the vegetable. Probably you can blend it up, you can make a smoothie. You have to think outside, you know, you have to be creative. Very creative, and trick them into getting the good stuff in the body. And you have to detox. When you start detoxing the kid or the adult, you will see such a drastic change in the kid. Because sometimes if Kim stay and start to stem and we can't get him under control and he just stem, I say, you know what? He needs to detox. And once you detox him, he starts talking.
Yeah.
He starts saying things. He coming back and say, Mom, what are you doing? I was like, I wanted to say, what do you mean what I'm doing? Then I had to catch myself. I was like, oh, I'm making waffles. Would you like to have waffles? He said, no, because he's a vegan. He don't eat meat. I don't believe in giving a child meat until they are 2.5. And when I did introduce him to the meat, he spit it out. So this day, he still don't eat. He don't want no kind of meat. He knows everything. He knows a different type of meat. But all he wants is rice and beans. He don't eat red bean. He'll eat any other bean but red bean.
But in that rice and beans, she put pumpkin, she put shadow benis, she put callaloo, everything be in them beans. He gets balanced nutrition from the beans.
Yeah, and I don't use canned food for him. I use dry beans and I cook it from scratch. So everything he gets from scratch. And the peanut butter and bread, he came and asked for that. He was like, I want peanut butter and bread, please. And we were shocked, like, what do you know about peanut butter and bread? We gave it to him. And that's his diet. As you wake up in the morning, peanut butter and bread. Apple juice, half apple, half water. Lunchtime, peanut butter and bread again. Half apple, half water. Like 3 o'clock, he wants rice and beans. 6 o'clock, peanut butter and bread, and that's it.
And the thing is, with them, if the kid gets obsessed with like cheese doodles, then they'll do that. And you won't be able to feed them nothing but cheese doodles.
Yeah.
And now you think about the carcinogens, the cancer-causing chemicals, the heavy metals, all the toxins that's in cheese doodles. Take a kid that's already neurodivergent and give him 4 or 5 years of just eating cheese doodles and juice. You know what we're causing when we do that? So, to her point,
feeding the kid healthy is a big portion of it, right? And it's not just about, I'm just gonna give him this because that'll keep him quiet. Because it's not gonna make your life easier, it's gonna make your life harder in the long run, right?
I have a question for you guys related to that. Have you ever spoken to your speech therapist about feeding group? A feeding group that will like kind of introduce him to different types of foods in like a slow, controlled fashion?
No?
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't.
yeah, I saw a nutritionist with him, and I even spoke to somebody online. But I tried all King.
Do it through your school. See if they'll do it through your school.
Oh
If that's
no,
enough.
King don't eat from people. One. If I will make the peanut butter and bread, and you come and you make that same peanut butter and bread, the same exact way that I did it, he's not going to eat it.
Usually they kind of like play with it, just so like it's a
He
slow
would not
process.
eat it. He would just look at you, he'll look at it, he'll look at me, he'll look at mine, he'll eat mine, he's not going to eat yours.
Have you tried auto-sensory treatment? Because I did that with myself. It depends on the texture of the food. That's why they use just one food. So once they normalize the sensory in the mouth, so then they start introducing new food and new texture. That might help.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll look and see. But then I would be wondering what next to give him. I would like him to start having the healthy juices.
We put different things and he, depending how he feels in his mouth and how he feeling in his hands, he will decide also. But he
Oh,
says
I
right.
tried that, especially with fruits. And he still don't eat it.
He'll
But
try
he needs
it
to get
with
the
his
treatment.
He would try,
With his
yeah,
sister.
with his sister.
When he sees his sister eating it, he'll just try it because she's eating it.
Yeah.
But the sensory treatment, the oral sensory treatment, he have to do. Like, it's like a therapy.
Okay. I'll try that. I'll look into it. But one thing I saw he did, I have a nephew. He's making 3. He born the same day with King, and he was having tangerine, and between the tangerine and the baby was having the tangerine, and he came and he said, "I want tangerine," and that's how we got him to eat it. Because he saw Dejan was eating the tangerine, he ate what the kid was eating.
So it's a social aspect to it.
Yes.
So, please, could y'all please give her a hand? She just finished working, doing her job, doing hair. I'm the person that does the books and the presentations, but I didn't raise King by myself, and I don't take up all the weight as much as she does, right? She takes up so much of the weight, so I love to see her actually speak to the people. You can feel the authenticity in her when she's talking about it, right? And the next book is written by her, and it's way thicker than that because it's all the hygiene stuff and all the safety. Clean behind your ears, brush your teeth, wash your socks, wash your hands before you eat. It's got everything. And just thank you for coming up. You did such a good job. And I know Ralph is about to wrap things up. If you guys want to get a copy, now is a great time to get a copy. I'm not going to stop reminding y'all to get your $13 copy. King, come up here so you can say bye to everybody. Roseanne, you might want to record this. Come on, King. King, come here. Tell me something. Say bye, everybody, and thank you for coming. Will you turn around to the audience? Hold the microphone now.
Bye everybody and thank you for coming.
Guys, I appreciate it. Great time. Shout out to Uncle Ralph. You can't even say thank you to Uncle Ralph. You gotta say shout out to Uncle Ralph. I tried to give him the mic earlier. He was like, I'm Uncle Ralph. Just went to the band.
So, the idea of having a program is important because this is part of our community, and I see it all the time, and I see it even more now. And I know Kareem from his books that he's written in the past, and when he approached me about this book, and he told me that it affects him directly, I was like, this is what we need to talk about. I have a friend, a personal friend of mine, and his son has autism. And he didn't know, it wasn't diagnosed at first. And he was, you know, he wanted to hide it. You know, he didn't want his child to go outside. He didn't want to send him to school. I was like, bro, you have to, you can't just keep the kid inside. He has to go and be around other kids. He just didn't trust other people around his child. He didn't want them to take advantage of his child. So he wanted to protect him. And that's what these programs are about that we have here, so we can have that discussion and how to deal with these situations. Because for many people like Kareem, and last week we had DeAndre, under 30, or you know, maybe under 40, you know, but young people dealing with something that's for the first time, and we can deal with it collectively as a community if we have these type of conversations. And I think that that's what the library is about. That's what hip hop has always been about, and that's why I wanted to do this today. So give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Yeah. Come up and buy some books, y'all. Come on, y'all.